Welcome to SF Commercial Property Conversations with Bruce Bean, where Bay Area investments meet expert insights. Get ready to unlock the strategies of commercial real estate success.
So today we have Dave with us, and Dave is with Legacy. And Dave, it is great to have you. I'd love to hear your kind of Bay Area history and how you got to Legacy, where you are now.
Yeah, sure, Bruce. Great to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm a Bay Area kid, born and raised San Jose boy. There's a few of us left, and so I've been doing the wealth management piece for probably the last 7 to 10 years or so. My first career, I should say, was in tech. I started out as a sales guy out of college in the tech world and selling data center infrastructure, and built and started my first company when I was in my late 20s. Built a very successful technology integrator business, 100 plus million and a couple hundred employees. And we had a fantastic run for a number of years. And I sold that company, did another one, did three or four of those, and kept building them up, selling them off, and it was a really fun run. I was president and really CFO. I always wore the CFO hats at all these companies that I was at. And then I did some consulting for a number of years for CEO consulting for how to grow the business and get it ready for exits. And then I decided, I this is fun, but I really want to start servicing more than just the C-suite. I want to help more people. I want to help, individual families that are getting ready to, retire, and how do they position themselves for retirement? How can we help them save some taxes along the way, and really get themselves in a good spot, from an income perspective for retirement going forward. But I think today we're going to talk a little bit more about the tax stuff. So I'm really excited about that.
Nothing's happened in the tech world, right?
It's been a freight train of new information. The one big beautiful bill has really kind of changed a lot of stuff in my space. We're excited about some of the things, and there's a great opportunity. One of the things that got extended was this opportunity around qualified opportunity zones and whatnot. And there's some really powerful tax savings tools available for that if it, for the right situation. But in helping manage capital gains taxes, it's a powerful tool.
So your perfect customer is someone that's maybe decided they have this nice house, big house, whatever, and they're going to downsize, they're going to sell their house. And then what do they do with all that capital gains?
Yeah, it's a big issue. And it's funny. I really dove into this business because I kept going to clients and I would talk to them and I would explain what we do and how we work at Legacy Wealth Management and all the things that we can do. And every single time, every single customer, first thing out of their mouth would say, "God, I wish I knew you when I sold my house." And it's like, yeah, okay, maybe I should focus on this a little bit more, and maybe I should start promoting it a little bit more, because we got to get the word out that there are big tax savings options and tools for people when they exit their home and they've got big appreciation, big gains, whether it's a divorce situation or it's just a downsizing of retirement, and even people that have rental properties. If I've got rentals or commercial properties and I'm trying to sell those, I've got a 1031 option on those. I could do a 1031 exchange into a different building, a different project, different rental, DSTs and things like that. But that doesn't work for everybody. And a lot of times when people sell their rentals, they want liquidity, they want cash. They don't want to take 100% of the money and put it into something different. So this is where qualified opportunity zones and just make a lot of sense. So we run the numbers back and forth and show them lots of ways, but typically we're saving clients hundreds of thousands of dollars on taxes when it comes
But
time.
tell us a little bit about how that mechanism works.
Yeah. So the 1031, sorry, the qualified opportunity zone, it originally came out in 2017 with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. So Trump's first term around, he put this new that big tax code had this qualified opportunity zone investment thesis in it. It's very little used. And the timing was horrible for it because 2017 comes around and we're just figuring out how to use this tool. How does this going to work? And then we shut the whole world down with COVID, and development stopped, and the whole world just kind of went, "Oh, what do we do with this?" And basically, what it says is you can, from any event, whatever it is, the event that's created a capital gains, selling a house, selling a building, selling a business, selling appreciated stock. If I've got a big capital gain event, I can take the gains, just the gains from the sale, and invest that into an opportunity zone fund. The opportunity zone funds then invest in projects that are in qualified opportunity zone areas. These are economically disadvantaged areas. They're areas that need some economic stimulus to kind of get them going. And each governor of every state got to pick where those opportunity zones those areas were around the country. And then when you do that, you get certain tax benefits for moving that over.
Mhm.
Initially, you got a little bit of a tax break, actually a cut of the tax bill that was going to be due. You got a tax deferral, so you get to defer it for a number of years. And then when you're in that investment, you get a tax advantage. It's like when you're in the investment, it's like a supersized Roth IRA, where it's going to grow tax deferred. And all the gains that you get out of it, if you hold the whole thing for 10 years, all the gains will be tax free
Oh, wow.
in that fund that you invest in, over time. And so it actually, people will describe that piece of tax law, this opportunity zone fund area of the tax law. People often say it's the single best tax law ever written for individual investors.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it
Wow.
is very, very powerful. It's just no one knows how to use it, So I'm up on my mountaintop preaching a little bit, and yeah, just trying to get the word out that hey, this is a really, really powerful tool, and for the right situation, it can really help, drive some tax benefits and tax-free growth and income, on the back end.
Well, but early on you said this was liquid, right? Wrong?
So the investment itself is not very liquid. The
Yeah.
opportunity zone investment itself is not very liquid. But if you think about if I go to sell my house, or if I'm selling a building, the house is an easy one. If you say I'm selling a house, um, I don't have to take all the proceeds from the home sale and put it into an investment. It's what I'm doing is I'm just talking about the capital gains part. So if I've got a house, I bought it originally. I have my original purchase price and all my improvements. Those things are all called basis. So your basis in your homes is X. And then I have a nice exemption. If I'm married, that could be a $500,000 exemption. So that's going to chip away at what my tax, liability is. But anything above those two numbers is pretty much a taxable gain.
Hmm.
And the nice part is we can then turn around and say, hey, look, maybe I've got $1 million in taxable gain because I've bought my house for 500. I have a $500,000 exemption. I'm selling it for 2 million now, 20, 30 years later, and I got $1 million capital gain. I can then turn around and say, do I want to just pay the tax and keep whatever is left after tax? But maybe what I want to do is maybe take 2 or 300,000 of that and put it into an opportunity zone to lower my tax and at least get me out of the highest of the capital gains tax brackets. And so there's liquidity on the front end gives you the
Mhm.
option and optionality. and flexibility. But once we're in the investment, that investment is really a 10-year hold,
Mm.
investment, certain opportunity zone funds, certain investments that we have options to go into, provide liquidity in the form of, if it's a real estate project, maybe they're going to do some construction, and then when the construction's done, then maybe they're going to do a cash out refinance and give some liquidity to all the partners, and then hopefully their rental income will come back out to the partners too. And then at the end of 10 years, they go to sell it. So that's one path. The other path that people are kind of blown away by is the fact that, the other part that qualifies for this is investments in the energy space.
Mm.
And in the energy space, I could be, qualified opportunity zones that overlap the Permian Basin in Texas and New Mexico. I could be in basically oil wells and things like that. And those produce lots of cash, lots of very, very predictable cash flow. So we can get into investments like that and pretty much know right off the bat, we're going to have income, a very fixed, predictable income stream of, they say 6%, so 6% predictable income stream coming back in tax-free during the 10-year hold period. And then all the incremental gains are compounding, and we should see some really nice gains at the end of 10 years, which will all be totally tax-free.
So that year-to-year dividend that's coming in, say monthly or quarterly or whatever, that in itself is also not taxable?
So it's the short answer is yes, it's not taxable, but it's not because that's not because of the QOZ laws. That's actually because in the oil space, there's depletion allowances and intangible drilling costs, and there's other tax benefits for energy that offset the income, and then at the end, one of the things that the opportunity zones allow for is in the real estate world, they call it depreciation recapture.
Right.
There's no depreciation recapture.
Oh, wow.
At the end of the 10 years. So all that depreciation, so all that is offsetting the income, and then there's no depreciation recapture at the end of 10 years. So it truly is tax-free.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you've obviously invested a few dollars in drilling funds, and it sounds like you are recommending to your clients that, hey, this might be an option for you to consider also.
Yeah, it's a powerful tool. It's it's one of those where you go to skate to where the puck's going to be, it's just this energy is a very powerful industry. There is a lot of need for energy, and energy is growing and going through the roof. Yes, I would love a world where we were completely away from fossil fuels, and I do everything I can to shrink my carbon footprint and all that. But the reality is, oil and natural gas are industries that we just can't. They're not going away. Hopefully, we can mitigate, and actually promoting U.S. Energy, infrastructure is actually a good thing on a global scale, because we are, as a country, the greenest. If you're going to say we are the greenest of the fossil fuel producers, we don't, we produce the production that we do has, we do actually mitigate as much as we can the impact to the environment versus elsewhere around the world.
Right.
Regulations are way looser, so
it's not happening over there. Yeah. Well, okay, just for fun, let's end. I think we could probably talk for another 2 days about all the different possibilities here, but just for fun, what's your favorite food or sandwich?
Oh, you got put me on the spot.
Here we go.
Yeah. I'm actually I love fish.
All right.
So,
wow.
Believe it or not, once upon a time I would have said, some nice steak somewhere, but it doesn't like me, so I'm all about a really good king salmon, you know.
Oh, yeah. I can relate to that. So who in the world, alive or maybe not so alive, would you love to sit with some king salmon?
And have a conversation with.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, it's I would actually really enjoy, sitting down with some of our presidents, past presidents.
yeah.
I think that would be, really cool. You know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
just to get, different perspectives on and things. I'd love to sit down with Reagan. I'd love to sit down with Barack.
Yeah.
It's like, I just to talk to those guys would be really, really cool.
No, it'd be great fun. Well, join me in the conversation. Of course, Ronnie's a little gone now, so we probably
Yeah.
can't have a conversation with him, but uh,
No,
Barack, we still could chat with probably.
that's right.
We could ever get in. Yeah. Well, that was very fun. I look forward to continuing our conversation. I think we have a lot in common here. So let's end for now, and then maybe we can reconvene here at another convenient time.
Sounds great.
All
Sounds
right.
great. So if anyone has questions on the opportunity zones and how to save taxes on capital gains, they can reach me anytime. Just email is probably best, and my email is Dave Dave at legacywealthmg.com.
Legacy Wealth MG for management, right?
Yep,
All right. All right. Well, Dave, it's been great to have you. We will talk soon, I'm sure.
great. Thanks, Bruce.
That's a wrap on today's journey through the SF commercial real estate scene. Ready to share your story? Visit sfcommercialconversations.com/guest. Your insights could lead the next conversation.